Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily News YouTube channel. Today's topics: the Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire caught in chaos, as two Newman family members, and Noah, are held hostage. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Claire Newman's Hayley Erin impromptu trip to LA could result in two Newmans being held hostage. Will Claire find herself held with Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, as he works on opening his new club? Wrong place, wrong time. Claire has broken up with Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, to take off to LA with Holden Novak, Nathan Owens. There has to be some reason for the two of them to be there at the same time as Noah's new club opening. Holden has promised to show Claire LA, so some bar hopping will likely be among part of the tour, especially going to her cousin's bar. Of course, this is likely to be an umbrella story involving several characters. Claire being there just means that she can be pulled into the storyline. Will this scare prove to Claire that she doesn't really need to be out of her family circle so someone can continue to watch over her? Victoria will certainly be beside herself as she worries about her child. Holden Novak has lived on the edge. Audra Charles Zulea Siver has mentioned several times that Holden liked to live on the edge. Holden even helped Audra out of a sticky situation once upon a time. Audra also admitted that Holden scared her at times, even though he helped her get out of an illegal situation as well. Audra cut ties with him when she came to Genoa City. Claire enjoys spending time with Holden and that attention he gives her. Claire also likes the drinks that Kyle has introduced to her. Claire has not seen the other side of Holden, and she has not known him long enough to be traveling to LA with him. Could Holden be tied to what is going to happen in LA? Is Holden Novak tied to Noah Newman's issues? Noah is in LA trying to start up a new club in LA. However, Noah is going to run into some trouble, and that will be with Sienna Beale, Tamara Braun, Roger Howard's character, and Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen as well. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, will find herself taking a trip to LA to watch over her daughter instead of leaving it up to Nick Newman. Joshua Morrow and Sharon Newman, Sharon Cassis. Victoria may end up in a great deal of distress because of Claire being held hostage, even if Noah is with her. Will Noah and Claire be held captive together as this new storyline starts? Of course, Kyle will blame this on Holden, even if he has nothing to do with it. Will Noah and Claire be alright? Y&R shocker. Claire Newman trapped in terrifying hostage nightmare. Which family member won't make it out alive? Genoa City is no stranger to chaos, but the Young and the Restless has never been more electrifying than it is right now. The Newman family, known for their unshakable power, wealth, and loyalty to one another, finds itself plunged into one of the darkest storylines the soap has ever attempted. At the center of it all is Claire Grace Newman, the young woman trying desperately to rebuild her life after a traumatic and twisted past. Just when it looked like she was finding her footing and mending fences with her family, the writers have thrown her into the most dangerous nightmare imaginable, a hostage situation that places her directly in the line of fire, alongside two of her most powerful relatives and her cousin Noah Newman. This shocking development is poised to change everything for the Newman dynasty and promises ripple effects for weeks, months, and possibly even years to come. Fans of Y&R know that Claire's journey has been anything but smooth. Once under the manipulative thumb of her twisted great-aunt Jordan, Claire had to fight her way out of a life poisoned by lies, deceit, and trauma. She found her way to Genoa City, hoping to connect with the family she was long denied. But trust doesn't come easily when your last name is Newman. Victor Newman, the patriarch himself, has been keeping a close eye on her, torn between wanting to welcome her with open arms and fearing that she could still be carrying scars from Jordan's psychological warfare. Now, in the most harrowing twist yet, Claire's loyalty, courage, and strength are about to be tested in ways that will leave viewers breathless. The hostage storyline begins innocently enough. Claire arranges a small family gathering, determined to show she is committed to moving forward with honesty and love. Noah, who has been back in town trying to find his footing, agrees to attend, sensing that his cousin needs all the support she can get. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. 2 other Newman family members, whose identities are being kept tightly under wraps to preserve the shock factor, also show up, ready to bond with Claire in a rare moment of calm for the family. But calm never lasts long in Genoa City. Out of nowhere, chaos erupts and the gathering is hijacked by armed intruders with a vendetta. Within minutes, the 4 Newmans are trapped, cut off from the outside world, and their very lives hang in the balance. This shocking development raises several questions. Who orchestrated the attack? Is it a rival business figure, a scorned lover, or someone with ties to Jordan who still seeks revenge against the Newman family? Viewers are buzzing with speculation. Some believe Adam Newman's shady past could have resurfaced with his enemies, targeting his family to send a deadly message. Others wonder if Victor's ruthless business dealings finally caught up with him, leaving the younger generation of Newmans to pay the price. And then there's the possibility that Claire herself, despite her progress, has been set up a pawn in a game she doesn't fully understand. As the hostages struggle to stay calm, dynamics begin to fracture. Claire, once considered too fragile to handle high-pressure situations, steps up in a way no one expected. She tries to reason with their captors, drawing on her own painful history to connect with them. Her strength shocks Noah, who sees her in a new light and begins to realize just how far she has come since her troubled days. But while Claire is trying to be the glue that holds everyone together, tensions among the family members begin to rise. Secrets come spilling out under pressure, and long-buried resentments threaten to destroy their chance of survival. Noah, who has always been more level-headed than many of his Newman relatives, finds himself caught in the middle. He tries to keep everyone focused, but his own insecurities bubble to the surface. Questions about his future, his place in the family, and his ability to live up to the Newman legacy plague him in these terrifying hours. Fans can expect Noah to be pushed to the edge, forced to prove that he is more than just a background player in the Newman empire. For years, viewers have been begging for Noah to have a storyline with real weight, and this could finally be it. The identity of the 2 other Newmans, caught in the chaos, is crucial. If they are Victor and Nikki, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the power struggle that follows their captivity could reshape the family dynasty. If it's Nick and Victoria, then sibling rivalries and parental pressures will collide in explosive ways. Regardless of who it is, the writers are guaranteeing that at least one family member will not emerge from this ordeal unscathed. The chilling tagline that accompanies this storyline, "Which family member won't make it out alive?" has fans on edge, speculating about who might be written out in a shocking twist. Will it be a legacy character, leaving viewers devastated? Or will it be a newer addition, creating waves of grief and guilt that ripple through the family for years? The tension outside the hostage scene is just as compelling. Victor Newman, if not among the captives, will move heaven and earth to save his family. His resources, connections, and ruthless determination will be on full display. Expect him to clash with law enforcement, who may want to proceed cautiously, while Victor demands immediate and decisive action. Nikki, meanwhile, could find herself emotionally unraveling, torn between her maternal instincts and her fear of losing yet another loved one. If Adam and Nick are outside, viewers can expect a fiery clash as the brothers argue about the best way to save their family. Adam's darker instincts may tempt him toward reckless moves, while Nick's protective nature urges patience. This external conflict mirrors the chaos unfolding inside and adds another layer of tension. For Claire, This storyline could be her ultimate redemption arc. For months, she has been trying to prove herself to a family that still isn't sure how much they can trust her. By stepping up during the crisis, showing bravery, intelligence, and heart, she could finally earn her place as a true Newman. But it won't be easy. Even if she helps get them out alive, the scars left behind by this traumatic experience could cut deep. If one of the hostages dies, Claire could find herself shouldering guilt, blamed by some for arranging the gathering in the first place. This would create a heartbreaking layer to her story. One step forward in acceptance, followed by 2 steps back in mistrust and blame. The hostage crisis also gives Y&R a perfect opportunity to weave in long-term drama. Imagine the fallout if Noah is killed. A devastating blow to Sharon, Nick, and the entire Newman family. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Or picture the ripple effects if a major character like Victoria or Nikki doesn't survive. The power shifts, the emotional devastation, and the family fractures that would follow could dominate storylines for months. On the other hand, even if everyone survives, the trauma will leave its mark. Relationships could be forever altered, alliances broken, and guilt festering like a wound. The hostage crisis storyline is more than just a shocking plot twist. It's a bold move by the writers to shake up the show and remind viewers why The Young and the Restless has been daytime's #1 drama for decades. It combines family drama, psychological tension, and the kind of high-stakes danger that keeps fans glued to their screens. With Claire Newman front and center, it also cements her as one of the most compelling characters of the new generation, someone capable of carrying the show into the future. As the weeks unfold, fans can expect edge-of-your-seat cliffhangers, emotional confrontations, and possibly even a heartbreaking death that will leave Genoa City reeling. One thing is for certain, after this storyline, nothing will ever be the same for the Newman family or for Claire Grace Newman, who may finally prove, once and for all, that she is strong enough to survive the chaos that has haunted her life. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Claire caught in chaos as 2 Newman family members and Noah are held hostage. The world of Genoa City thrives on high-stakes business battles, shocking betrayals, and family drama that stretches across decades. But The Young and the Restless is about to take things to a whole new level. Fans have seen everything from corporate takedowns to long-lost relatives re-emerging from the shadows. But nothing could prepare them for the storyline that now has Claire Grace Newman caught in the most terrifying ordeal of her life. The Newman family, a dynasty with power and enemies in equal measure, is once again in danger. And this time, the stakes are higher than ever. 2 Newman family members, and Noah Newman himself, are being held hostage, plunging Claire into chaos and setting up one of the most gripping arcs the show has delivered in years. At the center of it all is Claire, who has struggled since arriving in Genoa City to carve out her place in the powerful family. Her troubled past, manipulated by her sinister great-aunt Jordan, made her entrance rocky. At first, the Newmans were divided about whether to trust her. But over time, Claire began to prove she wanted redemption and a fresh start. Just as she was beginning to take steps toward healing, she now finds herself in the middle of a nightmare that could either solidify her place in the family or destroy everything she's worked for. Claire never asked for this chaos, but the moment it arrived, she was thrust into the spotlight, forced to make choices no one should ever face. The chaos begins when Claire arranges what should have been a simple gathering, a chance to spend time with her family and show her commitment to moving forward. Noah, who returned to Genoa City searching for purpose and belonging, was quick to agree, seeing this as a chance to reconnect with his cousin and help her gain stability. 2 other Newman family members, whose identities have been tightly guarded by the writers, also join, and the gathering promises to be a rare moment of peace for a family so often divided. But as fans know, peace in Genoa City never lasts long. Suddenly, armed assailants storm in, shattering the fragile calm, and taking Claire, Noah, and the two unsuspecting Newmans hostage. The motives are unclear at first, but the tension rises quickly, and every second puts their lives at greater risk. Inside the hostage scene, viewers can expect a boiling pot of emotions and revelations. Claire, who has spent months proving she isn't the fragile, manipulated young woman she once was, finds herself stepping up in ways even she didn't expect. Her resilience is tested, and her attempts to reason with the captors draw on her own history of manipulation and pain. Claire knows better than most what it feels like to be cornered and desperate, and that emotional intelligence could make her the difference between survival and tragedy. Yet, her involvement also makes her a lightning rod for blame. Some family members may silently or openly question whether Claire herself was the reason they were targeted. Did her past put a bullseye on the Newman family? Or is this attack connected to Victor's enemies, who have long hunted for a weakness in the dynasty? Noah's presence adds a critical layer of drama, often overshadowed by his father, Nick, and the rest of his family. Noah has been searching for a storyline that truly challenges him, and this might be it. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Stuck in a life or death situation, Noah will have no choice but to reveal what kind of man he really is. He could emerge as a hero, protecting Claire and the other hostages, or he could be pushed to his breaking point, overwhelmed by the weight of responsibility. Either way, fans can expect this storyline to finally give Noah the prominence he deserves. For years, viewers have asked for Noah to be more than just a supporting player, and this terrifying ordeal will push him to the forefront. The identities of the two other Newman hostages remain under wraps, but their involvement will decide the trajectory of the fallout. If Victoria is among the hostages, the stakes are astronomical. Her role as Newman Enterprises leader makes her a prime target, and her survival could directly impact the company's future. If Nick is there, his protective instincts and moral compass will clash with the sheer brutality of their captors, creating intense emotional scenes. If it's Nikki, or even Victor himself, then the writers are setting the stage for one of the most shocking and devastating arcs in Y&R history. No matter who it is, the fallout of this crisis will reshape the family's dynamic for years. Outside of the hostage scene, the Newman Empire will go to war to save their own. Victor Newman, if not among the hostages, will stop at nothing to get them back. His ruthless determination, his willingness to bend every law, and his endless resources will all be on display. But Victor's tactics may clash with law enforcement, creating heated confrontations as he demands immediate action while they insist on caution. Nikki's emotional turmoil will be impossible to ignore, her maternal instincts tearing her apart as she fears losing yet another family member. Nick and Adam, if not inside, will face off as brothers once again. Adam's darker instincts could push him toward reckless strategies, while Nick's protective side urges patience, and their clashing personalities will bring even more fire to the unfolding drama. For Claire, the storyline could mark the turning point of her entire arc. If she emerges as a leader in the crisis, guiding her relatives to survival, she could finally earn the trust of the family once and for all. But if things go wrong, if one of the hostages doesn't survive, Claire could be haunted forever, blamed for bringing danger into their lives. Imagine the guilt if Noah doesn't make it out alive. Sharon, Nick, and the entire family would be devastated, and Claire might be seen as the catalyst for the tragedy, even if she wasn't directly at fault. On the other hand, if Victoria or Nikki falls victim, the entire power structure of the Newman family could shift, leaving Claire with an even more complicated place in the legacy she's trying to join. The question haunting fans is simple but devastating. Who won't make it out alive? Soap operas thrive on shocking deaths, and Y&R is no stranger to pulling the rug out from under viewers. Killing off a legacy character would create massive ripple effects across every storyline in Genoa City. If Noah is the casualty, it sets up years of emotional fallout for Sharon, Nick, and the rest of the family. If Victoria is lost, Newman Enterprises will be thrown into turmoil, with rivalries exploding as siblings and business partners fight to claim control. If Nikki falls, Victor's entire world collapses, leaving him vulnerable in a way fans have never seen before. And if Victor himself is the victim, the torch would finally be passed to the next generation, forever altering the landscape of the show. Even if every hostage survives, the scars left behind will change everything. Trauma will linger, trust will be fractured, and guilt will poison relationships. Claire in particular could face resentment, even as she is praised for her bravery. Noah, if he survives, could emerge stronger and more determined, finally stepping into his rightful place in the Newman legacy. The storyline is designed not only to shock fans, but also to reset the board, opening new avenues for drama and character development that will fuel the show for months, if not years to come. The hostage crisis is also a brilliant narrative device to unite and divide the Newmans in equal measure. As the family scrambles to save their loved ones, old grudges resurface, secrets are exposed under pressure, and alliances shift. In true Y&R fashion, the aftermath will be as explosive as the event itself. Expect tearful reunions, bitter accusations, shocking confessions, and power plays as the dust settles. The Young and the Restless thrives on drama that feels both deeply personal and larger than life, and this storyline delivers both. Claire Newman, once an outsider, now stands at the center of the storm, her future tied to the survival of those trapped with her. The Newmans have faced enemies before, but this crisis may be the one that redaffs them forever. As fans buckle in for the emotional roller coaster ahead, one thing is certain: Genoa City will never be the same after this. The hostage crisis is more than just a shocking twist. It's a seismic event that will echo through every corner of the show. And as the question lingers, which family member won't make it out alive? The suspense is enough to keep fans glued to their screens, desperate for answers. Holden Novak has lived on the edge. Holden Novak has always been a man defined by risk, a figure whose life story reads more like a novel than a simple biography. Every choice he's made has teetered between triumph and disaster. Every chapter in his journey shaped by the constant tension between safety and danger, order and chaos. To say that Holden Novak has lived on the edge would be an understatement. He has walked the razor-thin line where fear and exhilaration collide, carving out an existence that both inspires admiration and raises questions. His life is the embodiment of what happens when someone refuses to settle for mediocrity, instead chasing adrenaline, ambition, and the thrill of uncertainty, no matter what it costs. Holden's story begins with a restless spirit. From a young age, he was never content with ordinary boundaries. While other kids played by the rules, Holden pushed limits. Whether it was scaling dangerous cliffs without gear, diving headfirst into forbidden places, or challenging authority figures who told him no, Holden's youth was a preview of the larger-than-L life character he would become. His hunger for experiences couldn't be satisfied by the mundane. School was too confining, rules too suffocating, and traditions too dull. Instead of following the straight path laid out for him, Holden built his own winding road, a road full of sharp turns, blind spots, and moments of breathtaking risk. As he grew older, that desire for danger didn't fade. It deepened. Holden became known for chasing thrills that others wouldn't dare attempt. Extreme sports became his playground. He jumped out of planes with faulty parachutes, surfed towering waves that could crush him in an instant, and raced motorcycles at speeds that left spectators gasping. Each moment was a brush with disaster, but Holden thrived on it. To him, living cautiously was no life at all. Every heartbeat on the edge was proof that he was truly alive. But Holden's life wasn't just about physical risk. It was also about emotional gambles. In relationships, he never played it safe. He loved intensely, gave his heart fully, and trusted people others would have avoided. Sometimes it paid off with moments of profound connection, but more often than not, it left him burned. Betrayals cut deep, failed romances left scars, and friendships dissolved under the weight of his chaotic energy. Yet every time he was knocked down, Holden came back stronger, convinced that living with intensity was better than living with regret. To him, heartbreak was just another form of risk, another edge to stand upon. Professionally, Holden also walked the fine line between brilliance and disaster. He refused to settle into a normal job. Corporate offices, steady paychecks, predictable routines, none of that appealed to him. Instead, he chased entrepreneurial ventures that were as bold as they were precarious. He invested in high-risk markets, launched daring startups, and pursued industries that were just one step away from collapse. Sometimes he struck gold, shocking doubters with his ability to turn nothing into something. Other times, he lost everything, forced to start over from scratch. Yet, even in his failures, Holden saw opportunity. Each loss was a lesson, each setback a challenge, and each collapse a chance to rebuild. Living on the edge has given Holden an aura of both legend and cautionary tale. To some, he's an icon, proof that courage and daring can carve out extraordinary lives. To others, he's reckless, a man always one misstep away from destruction. But perhaps that's exactly what makes his story so fascinating. Holden embodies the tension between desire and fear, between safety and freedom. His life reminds us that the edge is not just a place of danger, but also of possibility. The truth is, Holden has always understood something most people ignore. Safety is an illusion. No matter how carefully we live, no matter how many rules we follow, risk finds us. Accidents happen, love breaks hearts, and certainty crumbles in an instant. Holden refuses to waste time pretending otherwise. Instead, he embraces risk head-on, choosing to live deliberately rather than cautiously. He knows the edge is dangerous, but he also knows it's where the view is most breathtaking. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. That's not to say Holden hasn't paid the price. His body carries scars from close calls. His mind wrestles with the weight of losses. And his heart still aches from betrayals. There were nights when the edge nearly claimed him, when one more misstep could have meant the end. There were times he questioned whether the risk was worth it, whether a safer life might have been easier. But deep down, Holden always knew he could never step back. Living on the edge isn't just something he does, it's who he is. To live any other way would be a slow death. What makes Holden's story so compelling is how it resonates with everyone watching from afar. We may not skydive without hesitation or gamble fortunes on uncertain ventures, but in our own ways, we all live on edges. We all face choices between risk and safety, between passion and comfort, between fear and courage. Holden Novak just magnifies those choices, turning them into something larger than life. A mirror that reflects our own hidden desires to break free and taste the thrill of uncertainty. Today, Holden continues to push forward, unafraid of what tomorrow brings. His story isn't finished. If anything, the most daring chapters may still be ahead. The question isn't whether he'll keep living on the edge, but how far he'll go, and whether the risks he takes will finally pay off in the ultimate reward. A life not just survived, but fully lived. Holden Novak has lived on the edge, and in doing so, he's become a symbol of what it means to embrace life's uncertainties. He may stumble, He may fall, but he will always rise again, chasing the horizon, no matter how sharp the cliffs beneath his feet. His life teaches us that sometimes the greatest danger isn't in taking risks, it's in never daring at all. Is Holden Novak tied to Noah Newman's issues? Genoa City has always been a place where personal histories collide. Secrets simmer and the sins of one generation ripple into the next, and The Young and the Restless is masterful at exploring those intricate connections. One of the most intriguing questions circulating among fans is whether Holden Novak, the enigmatic figure who has lived life on the edge, is tied in some way to Noah Newman's recent struggles. As the Newman family grapples with crises that range from corporate warfare to heart-wrenching personal loss, fans are beginning to speculate that Holden's past, his choices, and his influence may have played a larger role in Noah's challenges than anyone previously suspected. The connection between these two characters, whether direct or indirect, could redefine Noah's story arc and reshape the dynamics of the Newman family for years to come. Noah Newman, son of Nick and Sharon, has always lived under a shadow cast by his family's legacy, the expectations placed upon him, and the complex web of relationships surrounding the Newman name. From a young age, Noah has wrestled with identity, trust, and the pressure to live up to a surname synonymous with power, influence, and sometimes ruthless ambition. While he has made strides toward independence, his journey has often been marred by emotional vulnerability, complicated romantic entanglements, and struggles to assert his own voice amidst the louder personalities of the Newman dynasty. And now, with Holden Novak entering the narrative in a significant way, fans are asking whether Holden's past recklessness, alliances, and potentially dangerous tendencies might have had a hidden impact on Noah's life and decisions. Holden Novak, for his part, is a man whose life has been defined by risk, danger, and choices that teeter on the edge of catastrophe. From extreme sports to high-stakes business ventures, Holden has always been a figure whose presence exudes both excitement and uncertainty. But beyond the thrill-seeking public persona, there are whispers that Holden may have connections, past deals, and entanglements in Genoa City that could have influenced Noah's path in ways the audience has not yet seen. Whether it's financial dealings gone wrong, indirect involvement in family rivalries, or even unspoken alliances, Holden's reputation for living dangerously suggests that any intersection with Noah could have consequences that ripple far beyond a single episode. Fans have noted subtle hints in recent storylines that point toward a possible link. Noah has been facing challenges that seem unusually complex, almost as if external forces are amplifying his personal struggles. Business failures, romantic turmoil, and emotional conflicts have all emerged simultaneously, raising questions about whether these are coincidences or the result of outside influence. Enter Holden Novak, whose history is riddled with risk and morally grey choices, and the picture begins to look more intricate. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Could Holden's past involvement in Genoa City affairs have indirectly caused some of Noah's problems? Or is it possible that Holden's more recent actions, whether in the form of mentorship, manipulation, or conflict, are now converging on Noah's storyline? One of the most compelling aspects of this potential connection lies in the psychological dimension. Holden is a man who thrives on high-stakes situations, someone who has mastered the art of navigating chaos. If he has interacted with Noah, intentionally or not, he may have introduced variables into Noah's life that exacerbate existing vulnerabilities. Perhaps Noah has been influenced by Holden's fearless approach to risk, pushing him to make choices he isn't ready to handle. Or maybe Holden's involvement has brought new adversaries into Noah's orbit, complicating relationships and amplifying tensions within the Newman family. The possibility that Holden's presence is a catalyst for Noah's issues opens the door to storytelling rich with suspense, conflict, and deeply personal stakes. Moreover, the connection between Holden and Noah could have implications for the Newman family's internal dynamics. Victor, Nikki, Nick, and other family members have historically been protective of Noah, and any external influence that threatens his stability would naturally provoke strong reactions. If Holden is tied to Noah's challenges, intentionally or otherwise, it sets up a collision course between the free-spirited risk-taker and the tightly knit Newman family. Fans can imagine heated confrontations, moral debates, and high-tension negotiations as the family struggles to protect Noah while grappling with Holden's unpredictable nature. Such a storyline promises to inject drama not only into Noah's Ark, but into the broader narrative of the Newmans' personal and professional battles. Romantically, there is also fertile ground for connection or conflict. Noah's relationships have often been complicated by family pressure, past trauma, and external interference. If Holden has played a role, directly or indirectly, in these romantic entanglements, it could explain some of the turmoil Noah has experienced. Whether it's the introduction of romantic rivals, inadvertent manipulation, or simply the shadow of Holden's chaotic lifestyle influencing Noah's decision-making, the potential overlap between these characters adds layers of tension and intrigue that fans are eager to unravel. The potential tie between Holden Novak and Noah Newman also allows for storytelling that examines broader themes: the influence of mentors and rivals, the consequences of living recklessly, and the ways in which family legacies shape the next generation. By linking these two characters, writers can explore how choices made by one individual, intentional or not, reverberate across the lives of others, creating consequences that are emotionally and narratively compelling. It's a classic soap opera setup, the collision of past and present, risk and responsibility, freedom and consequence, all converging on a character already struggling to define himself. As audiences watch this storyline unfold, the tension will be palpable. Every interaction between Holden and Noah could carry double meaning. Every decision could be fraught with unseen implications, and every revelation could upend the Newman family dynamic. The drama isn't limited to personal relationships either. It could spill into corporate intrigue, legal battles, and alliances that test the limits of trust within the Newman empire. With Holden's history of living on the edge, the stakes are higher than ever, and Noah's journey could serve as the fulcrum upon which multiple storylines pivot. Ultimately, the question of whether Holden Novak is tied to Noah Newman's issues may have a definitive answer, or it may remain an ongoing source of suspense. What is clear, however, is that the potential connection is rich with narrative possibilities. It allows the show to explore character depth, family loyalty, and the consequences of risk in a way that resonates with viewers on multiple levels. Whether Holden's influence is direct, indirect, intentional, or accidental, the storyline promises to challenge Noah, test the Newman family, and provide audiences with some of the most gripping drama seen on daytime television in years. Noah's personal growth, his struggles with trust and identity, and his navigation of family expectations are all thrown into sharp relief by the possible presence of Holden Novak. Viewers can anticipate episodes filled with tension, confrontation, and revelation as the layers of this relationship, hidden or overt, are peeled back. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. From corporate maneuverings to emotional reckonings, from moral dilemmas to potential heartbreak, the interweaving of Holden and Noah's Ark sets the stage for storytelling that is both thrilling and deeply human. As Genoa City braces for the unfolding drama, fans are left with one burning question. Will Holden Novak emerge as an ally, a cautionary figure, or a hidden threat in Noah Newman's life? And how will the choices of both men, one shaped by reckless adventure, the other by inherited legacy and personal struggle, collide to shape the future of the Newman family? The answers promise to captivate audiences, redefine character relationships, and deliver high-stakes drama in the classic Y&R tradition. Noah Newman's issues are complex, rooted in family history, personal trauma, and the pressures of a world that constantly tests him. Holden Novak's involvement, whether real or perceived, adds another layer of intrigue, risk, and suspense. As the story unfolds, every decision, every revelation, and every confrontation will leave fans guessing, debating, and desperate for more. The intersection of these two characters is not just a plot device. It's a lens through which the show explores legacy, influence, and the unpredictable consequences of living on the edge. Subscribe our channel for more latest updates